All right, guys, we got another project here on the Captiva Chevy problems. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. We got the dreaded P0011 code, which has to do with the cam position solenoid thing or majigger. And 9 times out of 10, if you replace that solenoid and you replace, and you do a nice fresh oil change, it should take care of it. That's what we're going to do today. We did pick up, let's see. We did pick up the oil filter, genuine parts, and we got the solenoid and we got the oil. We're going to the mobile one, putting the good stuff in it. I know it's a Chevy. And then GM parts for the solenoid as well. Pretty easy job for both. Right now we got the oil draining. This is the first time us doing an oil change on this because this is new to the fleet. So that oil filter thing down there looks kind of like troublesome. I don't know, you guys, I don't know if it's lit. Let me get a light. I don't know if you guys can see down in there good enough or not. But we'll bring you guys a light. You can see it down there, kind of right there. So we're going to have to get in there to get that off after the oil drains from underneath. We'll find a socket that fits, get the oil filter changed out. Takes one of those cartridge type of filters, not like the typical type you see already has a can. This is more like the newer vehicles. Like I know some of the Ford F-150s had that kind of go on the top too. So this is going to be the same way. One of those type there. So it comes with the seal and everything already. So once we get that oil drained and put this in, we'll get this fresh oil change. Then I'll show you how we're going to change that solenoid. Pretty easy after you take this box off and the cover. It's right there. One bolt, unplug it, take it right out. So that's what we're doing right now, changing oil.
Show you fellas how much of a pain this was to actually make a series of extensions to reach that.
There's probably something special for it. I just don't have it. So
it can be done if you're just an average Joe with some random tools.
And you're fairly close to a Harbor Freight. You probably get the extensions with the swivel built in, kind of.
And this is only a pain because you can't just perfectly put it on straight. There is a bend with all the components that are in there. So you're only making this happen with a special tool or a swivel. So there we go. It has been loosened.
Look at this contraption we got. We got this swivelly adapter onto this swivelly adapter, and we're on a swivel head. That shit.
It worked though. Nice and jammed. Perfect.
I was gonna leave the socket on there. All right, here's our old filter we took out. It looks pretty good. It was an STP in there. You look between the pleats. You don't really see nothing in there, but we're still gonna change it out, put the new one in. This is, like I said, original GM stuff, the AC Delco stuff, all factory stuff. Some of them cars don't like it. I mean, I'm not much for the Chevys except for the Corvette, but you get what you got, right? So we're gonna pop this in, get that cap back on, fill it up with oil. It takes 5 quarts in this. This is that 2.4 liter Ecotech. So 5 quarts it says. We're gonna pop this in. All right, since we're trying to fill this up with oil, I want to use my big 1 gallon funnel. It won't fit between the air conditioner line in here. So we're gonna take this off, which we need off anyway to do the solenoid. So for this, it's pretty simple. You got one clamp over here on this side, right by your map sensor. And then you got this little pipe in the side. You pull that out. And then underneath, you'll see another clamp on the throttle body. We're just gonna loosen that also. They stay in position, so you ain't gotta worry about them rotating. And then you're just going to pull it from the back here. There's a couple rubber mounts. Then you're able to lift this right off and out of the way.
And this is convenient because now you can fill up the oil.
Yeah, now we can make it to the oil.
Perfect.
This has got to come off too to get that solenoid, but this will allow us to, I don't know, that's not a great fit either.
Well, if it's right, I just hold it.
That's a small hole. I don't know if I poured a gallon if it come back up out of there.
Well, I'll keep a... Nice and slow, let's see.
All right.
If I need to, I can slightly lift to make an air gap.
This calls for the 5W30 full synthetic. That's what we got. I was surprised that even with some of the cheap oils was only off by like $2-3.
That's high mileage.
Yeah, this car has 100,000 on it. 102. Is that going in all right?
Nope.
102,000 miles on it. So we'll consider that high mileage. Consider this says for engine 75,000 miles plus. So the old Mobile 1, the GM filter, AC Delco. This calls for 5 quarts, it said.
So, too fast, too fast. There you go. I had to try to lift to make an air bubble or vent.
Okay, that's going. Then we'll be filled with oil. We'll have to check that once we get it off the ramps. Get it level. Pull that off now. We go put our cap in there. So, well, actually, before we put the cap in there, you can't pull this top piece off without the cap being off. So pull this off. There's like a rubber thing here, here, and here. You're gonna pull those off and put your cap on right away so nothing falls down in there. And if you're worried about stuff getting into your throttle body, you might want to cover that as well, which we probably will do, just because I feel better about it. Just put some kind of rag down over that. And then what we need to get to is right here. This is the intake side of the VVT solenoid. You'll know because it has the gray underneath the plugs. There's a gray top. That's the intake side of this. See if I can get this unplugged. There we go. And right there, you can tell by the gray one is the intake side. That's the one they say to change. So that's what we're going to do here now. And it only takes, I think it's a 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter bolt down in there. Get the light for you guys. So we'll show you the bolt right down there. Boom. You see it right there. This one right there. We got to get that one 10 millimeter. That'll pull right out. If you haven't had yours out in a while, you might need a pair of pliers or something to lightly grab that and lift it up. We had ours out just yesterday, checking it out, make sure the screens were clear. They are, because if you get a bunch of metal on the screen of that, which we'll show you, you got bigger problems. So you don't want that. So let me get the 10 millimeter. We'll get that pulled up out of there. All right, we got our 10 millimeter we're pulling out. It's down in there a little bit. If you don't have like little fingies, needle nose, or a magnet, we'll pull that right out. Might as well get a pair of pliers while I'm in here as well. That way we could just pull that out. I'm just going to use a magnet this time to pull that bolt out. There we go. We'll keep that on there. That's our 10 millimeter bolt. And then we're just going to pull our solenoid out. Just grab it lightly. You don't want to grab onto the plug part of it, just in case.
Apologies for the hand blocking, but you know.
You will get oil dripping out of that. That's normal. One thing you keep in mind, though, I didn't do it or show you, is before you, if this is your first time taking it out, make sure you blow this area out. I already did it yesterday. Make sure nothing falls down in that hole. These are the screens that I'm talking about. If you see big chunks of metal on there and stuff, you got bigger issues internally. But this one looks fairly decent. That's why I checked it yesterday and just bought the solenoid. Same thing. This one already comes with a bolt too. They come with it. I might as well, I don't know, I might as well use it. Here's the new one. The screens are, I mean, they don't look much different. This looks like it has like some kind of spring on it or something.
Yeah,
or something there.
Next to each other so you can get a good comparison there.
A little different. I don't know if one's aftermarket or not.
Slightly.
Yeah, I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is. It looks aftermarket.
Yep. So
it might be aftermarket, but that ain't what we're doing with. All right, we're going to take a little oil and put it around the gasket here because we want that to flow in nicely. We're just going to use a little out of our funnel. There we go. Now we're just going to nicely put that back down in there. It's like a perfect fit. You'll know you got it because the bolt hole will line up. Just like that. We got the new bolt. We might as well put the new bolt in. Not exactly sure of the torque specs. Let me check that and I'll get right back with you. All right, we checked that out. The torque is 89 inch-pounds, roughly 7 foot-pounds on this. Now we're just going to plug this back in because we tightened it down to torque. Plug it in, push our lock back down on the plug. Move this out of the way because we're going to put the cover back on. And then it's reverse of what you did to take it off. We're going to clean out this little area where the oil was. Get you guys in view, I guess. Got a tight field of view. Remember what I said, you got to take the cap off in order to get this on. So make sure nothing's loose so it falls down in that engine. You're going to hate that.
Yep, and then when you do take the cap off to do this, just plug your
Take
hole
it
back
off.
up.
Go ahead.
Oh,
You take it off. As soon as I put this over it, you can set it right back on top. There you go. There you go. That part's down. Then we're going to put the air box back on. That's just reverse of what you did as well. All right, we're just setting this on, reverse of what we did. You want to make sure your hose up top lines up and your hose on the throttle body lines up. If you did put a rag over your throttle body or something to plug it, make sure you pull that out. You don't want that issue. There we go. It's all setting in. Now we're just going to use our nut driver, tighten these 2 clamps, and that's all that holds this on. Is that the right one? That's the wrong one.
There you go.
There we go.
Now you're cooking the gas.
Tighten these up. And then the one underneath. Then we're going to go, we'll erase the code. We're just using a little scan tool we got. You can use any scan tool you have to delete the code. If you're to this point, you already looked up your code, so you probably know how to delete it too.
Or some dumb luck.
If you don't, let us know. We can show you how to do that, but okay. We have that all back together. Now what we're going to do is start this up, back it off the ramps, let it settle down, check the oil, make sure we're good with the 5 quarts, and then erase that code. Actually, we'll erase the code before we back it off, yeah? Yeah, we'll erase the code before we back it off, and then we should be good to go. We'll give it a test. All right, we finished just in time. You might be able to hear that thunder going. We got a storm moving in. We want to check everything, make sure you're not leaking at the filter or the cap for the oil filter, because it does have that rubber gasket on it, and it didn't come with that. So you just want to make sure you check that gasket out. We let it run for a little bit, cleared our codes. Now we're just checking our oil level. These dipsticks I find hard to see the oil level on, but
Remember that old commercial? Dip with your dipstick, Jimmy.
yeah, right. That was a while ago. We appear to be full to the top of the hash marks. So we're good on the oil. Our thing has changed. We erased the codes. Now we'll just give it some time. Fingers crossed it doesn't come back. That code that you see, you know, there's different steps you take, of course. Clean oil, make sure you're filled to the right level. Your VVT solenoid, the intake's one of those. That's the one with the gray top. That there, there's also something to do with like cam phasers, and also the worst case scenario is timing chain issues. You don't want that. So hopefully we got this done. There was no metal on our solenoid. That's a good sign. So we got this wrapped up. I just thought I'd bring you guys along for this quick video. Till next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Try something new.
Do a little bit of everything.